Regardless of the type of crane being used, inspecting and maintaining the equipment is the first step in keeping everyone safe. Before its initial use, or after any alterations are performed on the crane, it should be inspected to make sure it complies with all OSHA regulations. After that, OSHA divides inspection procedures into two categories: frequent and periodic. Frequent inspections should be done in daily to monthly intervals, depending on the degree of exposure and the nature of the crane component. For example, all functional operating mechanisms should be inspected daily to ensure they are in proper working order. Lines, tanks, valves, drain pumps, and parts of air or hydraulic systems should also be inspected daily for deterioration or leaks. Hooks and hoist chains should be visually inspected daily for deformations or cracks, and for the chains, any excessive wear, twisting, stretching, or distorted links. However, full monthly inspections should be completed with a certification record on file that includes the date, signature of the person performing the inspection, and serial number of the hook or identifying information of the hoist chain. Periodic inspections should be completed in 1 to 12-month intervals, depending on the activity, severity of service, and environment of the crane. These inspections should include looking for deformed, cracked, or corroded parts, loose bolts or rivets, cracked or worn sheaves and drums, excessive wear on the braking system and parts, and excessive wear of chain drive sprockets or excessive chain stretch. Power systems like gasoline, diesel, and electric parts should also be periodically inspected for safety compliance, and electrical apparatus need to be inspected for signs of pitting or deterioration of controller contractors, limit switches, and push-button stations. Any items found to be a safety hazard during any inspection must be immediately pulled from service until the issue can be addressed and the crane re-inspected for safety. Cranes that aren't in regular use must also be inspected before being placed into service. Any crane that hasn't been used for more than a month should undergo a full inspection of ropes and parts, following the frequent inspection guidelines. Any crane that has been idle for over 6 months must undergo a frequent and periodic inspection before use. Standby cranes, those that are used intermittently as needed, should have a frequent and rope inspection before each use. It's important that operational tests are also performed on cranes before their initial use, or after any alterations are performed. These include testing the hoisting and lowering, trolley travel, bridge travel, limit switch, and local and safety devices. To test the hoist limit switches, an empty hook should be used on the crane at increasing speeds until the maximum speed is reached. If working correctly, the limit switch should activate in sufficient time to prevent the hook from hitting any part of the trolley. Rated load tests shouldn't exceed more than 125% of the rated load, and test reports must be on file and readily available. Just like with your car, regular maintenance is important to keep cranes working smoothly. Preventive maintenance should be completed based on the crane manufacturer's published recommendations. If maintenance does need to be completed on a crane should first run to a location where it won't interfere with other equipment or operations. All controllers need to be turned off, and the main or emergency switch should be open and locked. Signs letting others know that the crane is currently out of order should be put on the crane itself and the floor beneath, or on the hook of the crane, visible from the floor. If other cranes are still in use in the same area, rail stops should be used to prevent any interference. Once the repairs are complete, the crane shouldn't be used until all safety devices are reactivated, maintenance equipment is removed, and inspections are complete. Repairs should only be done by designated personnel. Finally, a thorough rope inspection needs to be done at least once a month, and a certification record including the date of inspection, signature of the person completing it, and identifying information about the rope should be kept on file. Inspections should include any reduction of rope diameter that would cause a loss of core support, corrosion, or wear of outside wires, the number of broken outside wires and the degree of concentration of broken wires, corroded or broken wires at end connections, and kinking, crushing, cutting, or unstranding of ropes. Any ropes found to be a safety hazard shouldn't be used and must be immediately repaired, if possible, or replaced. It's only after all inspections have been completed and passed that the crane is ready for service.